And with more reaction, we're joined by our director of scouting, Craig Button, a man who is never shy to share his opinions, especially when it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Craig, the Leafs short 7 regulars in this game. They end finally their 5-game winless streak. What does it say about the resiliency of this group to get the win in the manner that they did against the Blues?
Can we rewind one day, Mark, and go back to practice when Craig Berube talked about, hey, you got to be strong on the wall. You got to want to get there. It's hard, but that's what it takes to win games. And now it only became harder without the 7 regulars and high-end players out of the lineup. So what I saw from the Toronto Maple Leafs on this Tuesday night was just a tremendous effort throughout the lineup in terms of grind, in terms of digging in, finding a way to get pucks out, finding a way to get pucks into the offensive zone, trying to get some extended offensive zone time. It was a collective effort all the way through the lineup. And then who does all the heavy work leading to the winning goal? It's John Tavares fending off 3 guys, holding the puck, and then the skill, which there wasn't a lot of in the lineup. William Nylander finishes it off with just a beautiful goal. But I think that this was a collective effort where they really found a way to say, hey, if we work hard, we can stay in games. And that's exactly what they did. And they found a way to merge on the right side of the game with a win.
And for most of this season, the Leafs haven't gotten the goaltending that they got a year ago. Joseph Woll, second straight start since he began the season on a personal leave. He was pretty good against Chicago, even though they lost that game. How important is it to see Joseph Woll back with Anthony Stolarz now out for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, good news for the Toronto Maple Leafs. First of all, you got Anthony Stolarz is out. Now you have Joseph Woll returning. And not just returning. I mean, that's always nice. You got a top-notch goaltender back into the net. But now you got somebody playing at a good level. And you're going to need that. The goaltending hasn't been very good for the Toronto Maple Leafs this season. Joseph Woll in his 2 starts has been very, very strong. And he was very strong in this game. I thought the Leafs through the first half of the game really played well. But then after that, St. Louis picked up some steam. But you watch how Joseph Woll responded to that. He made sure that even when it got to be 2-2, it wasn't going to be 3-2. He gave his team the goaltending. And what I would call that solid, steady, dependable goaltending. Not skittish, no worries, not scrambling around. That's the way Joseph Woll plays. And when he plays like that, he's at his very best. I thought it was a terrific game by Joseph Woll and a win against his hometown St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, good for him. Great for Craig Berube, his first win against the Blues since coming over to the Maple Leafs. Let's shift to the Winnipeg Jets, who looked really good on Tuesday night. Josh Morrissey looked really good on Tuesday night, Craig. He's a guy, I don't think we probably talk enough about Josh Morrissey, who's among the league leaders in scoring among defensemen. Looking ahead to the Olympics, how important is his role for Team Canada?
Josh didn't play in the championship game at the Four Nations because of illness. But make no mistake about this, Mark. After Cale Makar, not only is Josh Morrissey the next best defenseman on Team Canada, he's their next most important player. Josh can do it all. He can play on the power play, on the penalty kill, in transition. He beats pressure. You think about the level that the Olympics present you. It is fast. So not only do you have to be able to skate, you got to be able to think at that level. And he's a quick thinker. He's got a fast mind. And he understands what's unfolding around him. And he makes the right plays. He makes top-notch plays. It's required at that level of play. And when you're looking at this lineup for Team Canada, you look at Josh Morrissey, and there's no contest with respect to him being Canada's second best defenseman. He's a top 5 defenseman in the National Hockey League, Mark. So when you're Team Canada and you know what Makar can do, and you have this strong, competitive, really dependable and consistent player in Josh Morrissey, that's what you're going to need to compete for a gold medal. Josh Morrissey puts him in a great position with his outstanding play on the blue line for the Winnipeg Jets.
Oh, man. Fans in Winnipeg love to hear that. They love to see the fact that their team is getting healthy. We saw a full lineup there in that victory on Tuesday. Don't go anywhere, Craig, because I want to get your thoughts on 2 rising stars. Are they playing their way onto Team Canada?